Hey, you ready?
No shit, it's you.
Hey, 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 yeah, hey. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it. Yeah, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up.
All right, today we got a special guest with us. You know what I mean? This is something that I had on my bucket list. Today we have this is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and today we have Nicole Porter. Man, what's going on?
Hey, Zaz, how are you?
Pretty good, Miss Porter House.
Thank you. Yes,
Miss Steak and Potatoes.
That's it.
The big boss lady making the move.
I'm already grinning. Are you right?
She was like, yeah, I just want to be in the background. I said, man, sometimes when you're in the background, you get left back there with the boxes, man. So
that's kind of true.
Sometimes,
Rim's been in all the videos. Rim's been representing.
Oh yeah, yo, shout out to Rims, man. He got the moves, man. I'm gonna start a salsa channel with these guys.
Right? Seriously, you should. He would be good for it. I promise.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring you here today because I want the world to know, that you on another level, and it's all love, and I love what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
You and Rim, you guys are really doing it big, and Porter House is definitely catching that fire, and everybody's trying to ignite that thing, man. You know what I mean?
It's true. We've had really, really good support and really good feedback. So I really appreciate you having me on, and shout out to all the supporters and everybody that's been so encouraging, and it's been really, really dope to kind of become a part of something. Yeah,
definitely. Ain't that cool?
It is. I think a lot of times people forget that we're a community. So like when it actually happens and you're seeing it happen, and the cultural currency exchange, it's a very dope thing. It's probably more important than the money, hopefully, to a lot of us at least.
Definitely. Now, one thing that I want to bring up that means a lot to me, and that you're a part of. People don't know because obviously, they don't be with us like that. Yeah. But we have a group that we connect, and we always talk.
Yeah.
And I think that probably wouldn't have happened back in the days, because I think that we understand each other. We know what we want, and we know what we're aiming for. And at the end of the day, when someone does something, we're in the back like this.
Yes. The networking and the support. I think it's huge. I mean, yeah, you don't even realize that that's really like the name of the game. Well, I don't really want to play games, but you know what I'm saying? It's the name of the game is really just connecting with like-minded individuals and supporting one another. And then it kind of has a snowball effect, and their people start supporting you, and just becomes like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever they say. And everybody's just connected in one way or another. I really dig it.
Ain't that something? It
is.
Yeah. Yep. So I myself, I appreciate
it's the feel good part.
Your friendship. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
I definitely do. You know what I mean? Because I love everything you're doing.
It's reciprocal. I appreciate it.
Let's tell the people that might not know. You're the owner of Porter House Productions.
I am.
Which houses a lot of heat. You put out that first effort.
Yes.
Steak and Potatoes.
Just out the box, like, yeah.
Yo, and I'm gonna be honest, Nicole. Let me tell you something.
I'm scared to top it.
When I ordered that bad boy and it came in, I was like, yo, what did I order, bro?
Right.
Opening this, it looked like you sent me like 2 pounds of beef or something. You know what I mean?
That's what everybody seems to be raving about is the packaging, that when you get something from Porter House, it's wrapped up in butcher paper and stamped like you've been to the shop. So that's how we wanted to feel. Man. We've toyed around and even thought of opening a storefront at some point. So we have so many ideas to build off of, kind of a butcher shop feel for that kind of thing. But yeah, I really like that element of it. So I appreciate you appreciating it, because it's a big part of the merch.
I mean, and you got to understand too, right now, as they say, and we can't even call them the majors no more, because we coming with the heat. And I don't think these cats is ready for
I'm
what
like,
we
I
got.
don't know.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So to me, the way you market it, that compilation, that's genius.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you very much.
you're talking to a guy that has a garage full of crates with records and CD jackets of 500 each. I've got about maybe 25 of those.
Yeah.
So I've got it all. So when you sent me that, it felt very different. I was like, yo, this is pretty cool, man.
I'm so glad.
I was like, yo, this is pretty cool, man. So I definitely wanted to bring that out. So
I mean, I'm proud to send it out every time. I mean, I'm hand wrapping them shits and packing them on myself. It's a one woman op. I mean, Rim would help if he could, but logistically, obviously, we're in 2 different states, and so I mean, that's just one lady behind the scenes wrapping every single one, stamping every single one. So it feels good when people, you know, appreciate that part of it. It makes it totally worth it. Seriously.
Because what you
somebody hit my DM today, getting their pack, like, yo, this is like, this was fun crazy to get in the mail. Yeah.
that is amazing. That is amazing.
Yep. Thanks.
But yeah, but how did that start? What made you say, you know what? I want to do Porterhouse Records. I mean, Productions.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? So
I was thinking, like, not to be cliche and like goofy, but I was thinking like some serious seize the day type shit. Like, yo, I've been wanting to contribute for so long to like the culture that raised me and that I love so much. And I'm a really good consumer, you know what I'm saying? So I contribute in that way, very much so, like put my money where my mouth is for real. But then, you know, you want to contribute on a larger scale. And then, you know, you start establishing these relationships. Shout out to the internet. start establishing these relationships that you otherwise might not have had an opportunity to establish. And so then you build rapport with the, you know, the MCs that you're supporting, because the dope ones actually acknowledge you, you know what I'm saying? If you're buying wax or, you know, which I think is what's dope about like our little level of the underground, is that people are actually people behind their names. And like, there's no, you know, at least from a consumer perspective, there's no shade, or like, it's very communal. So like, I had relationships with MCs where that's exactly what happened with Rim. It was like, I bought a bunch of music. We would talk about music all the time. And then it was like, I'm coming to New York. We're going to talk about doing a project. And it was kind of like, maybe from the standpoint of me almost A&Ring something, like helping him pick beats and choose features and a concept and marketing and packaging and all that stuff for Rim, an album. But then I got to New York and our vibes were just so good that it was like, yo, like Rim is a very genuine individual. So yes, it was like, this energy is really fly. So like, we should do something more than just, you know, your project. And I was like, what if we do like an epic, like compilation where we're putting MCs that have never done songs together over, you know, tracks by producers that they might not have worked with yet, which also, like, sidebar, created relationships for some people that hadn't worked together, that kind of opened the doors to doing production or future projects with one another. So then it was just like, okay, Rim, who do you know? Who do I have good, you know, rapport with? And we just started reaching out to people, and that shit came together so quick. It was just like, holy shit. Like, now we have this, you know, huge, monstrous debut compilation album that like we really created, I think, for reputational impact. Like, we want people to know that we know what we're doing and we know what people want to hear and we know what we like. And so it's kind of like, instead of coming out with, you know, your homeboys mixtape that people are going to struggle to want to pick up on at first, at least now they're like, yo, Porterhouse put this out. Oh, okay. Like, they put out some killer shit before, so I'm going to take a chance. So that's where we're hoping to, like, you know, kind of morph into, where we can do more things where maybe people haven't heard the names as much as the names that you see on Steak and Potatoes. That's the goal at some point.
Definitely. Well, that was a good, that was a good first strike. I tell you that much.
Thank you. I know. I'm like, how are you going to top this shit? I mean, people are already like volume two. And I'm just like, yo, let this shit breathe.
Let it breathe. You just put it out last year.
Pockets breathe, right?
You know what I mean? I still got butcher paper over here. Come on,
right? Now. For real. And like, we are gonna drop one more. We're gonna drop one more video off that album. We actually shot a video for the Panic Room joint, which is the Ito, Spoda, and Uncle John joint, which is probably my favorite on the album, really. I know we shouldn't have favorites, but it's definitely like one of my top tracks.
They all your babies.
So I want to milk it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are so quick. The turnover for an album is so fast. I just want people to, like, this cool if you want to, you know, listen to all the new shit that's coming out constantly, but it'd be very dope if, like, as a little undercurrent to your musical, you know, selections is like steak and potatoes is always kind of there. You kind of going back to it. So we're still trying to
enjoy it. Let me enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you
not to be like stuck in the 90s, but like I do miss when people consumed records at a slower pace. Not that I don't understand the market and the internet and how things are possible and everybody's a rapper now.
It's fast food, man.
But it is really, really fast. And I consume a shit ton of music, but like,
yo, me too.
You know, because I want to hear, I mean, I'm still a fan first. I'm still like a supporting, you know, like I always was. My cash flow has not changed. I still share shit, you know, if everybody's like, there's no like, you know, trying to hoard the pot as far as Porterhouse goes. I'm still listening to everything, trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah, trying to keep up with it. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a challenge, man, because it's so saturated.
Yep.
And but you know, we know who. I mean, I wish I could support the world, man, but unfortunately that's impossible to do.
It is impossible.
So I gotta
I hope everybody keeps creating.
Yes,
because all those little pockets.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So you say, I know you mentioned that you want to go ahead and people are asking for the second volume. So is that in the works already in the back end, or?
I guess it could be technically, because, you know, we definitely have a little running list of people that are like, yo, I want to fuck with volume 2, or, you know, people that we've talked about working with before. But I have like a separate little stash of beats that I have, and some verses that I could still go back to. And I'm like, I don't think that feels like a volume 2. So the roundabout answer to that question is, I don't think volume 2 is in the works. I feel like the music that I have right now is going to be for something else. I just haven't completely decided. You know, we just dropped the Pound 900 and the 1-800 Smuggler, just those 2 singles.
Those are hard, man.
Thank you. That was totally like a selfish project. It's like my favorite crew jam of all time is 1-900 Hustler. And I was like, you know what? I told Rim. He was like, eh. And then we did it. And he was like, yo, and the Walkers and the Opioid Era both killed it. Shout out to Tracklist and Wavy the God and the Standouts and Don Carrera for those tracks, remixing those tracks. But the work that they put into the phone call, and
shout out to all those guys, man. Those are fam right there. Ooh.
Very fly. Yes, for sure. So I don't think volume 2 is in the works. I don't know what's in the works. You know, I got some Black Milk beats in the stash, and like I got, you know, another Big Ghost beat in the stash. So I'm like, I want to, like, you know, that's the fun of it when you're not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? When you're not an MC. And I do make beats on the low. I'm not ready for that lane quite yet, but like,
you're the ringleader right now. It's like, yo,
no, I'm
together,
like,
you know,
I need to finish my degree first, and then I'll have time to make beats. But like, when you're not, you know, creating in that way, it's like all the fun for me is like putting it together. So I'm like, I want to make sure that like what I put together is really what I want. And you know, you don't just want to put out a Black Milk beat or a Big Ghost beat just willy-nilly. You got to make sure that you're doing it justice.
You got to make sure you're doing it justice.
Yeah, so I don't know what's happening right now. I'm kind of just formulating as I go, I guess. Lots of opportunities have come up, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. It opens doors. When you make noise, people listen, and then they're like, okay, let me do something. Let me try to do something with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just when you're good people. When you're good people. I mean, you know how that works. It's like good energy draws good energy, and good people.
That's the only way. I'm saying?
That's
the only way to get to places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta be tight with it. You gotta be cool with everybody, because you never know who you're gonna need. You know, that's one thing. So, what do you see for Porterhouse years down the line?
I think really long term, like, you know, nobody needs a label. Like, everybody can do this on their own. But I also feel like there are those people that while you can do everything in-house and you can do everything yourself, you know, having the power, the manpower behind you to handle things that maybe you don't excel at, playing to people's strengths, you know what I'm saying? That would be why I would think somebody would want to do a release under Porterhouse, or, you know, sign a 1-album deal, or do a distribution type deal, or any of those kinds of things. It's like, let us handle the things that, you know, you write, you produce, you do those things, and we'll create like dope marketing and the whole full package, an experience, you know what I'm saying? That's what I see like long term, as far as like projects and like presence in the market. But I really, really would love to do a storefront at some point.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I have so many fly ideas. Really, I just want to be able to long term contribute and make something sustainable. You know what I'm saying? I work a full-time job. I won't front on that. And I'm getting ready to finish my master's degree. So it's like, if I have to work, okay, I guess. But it'd be very dope at some point that Porterhouse is sustainable to the point where I can live off of it, you know what I'm saying, and put out just high quality music, whether I'm like producing it or, you know, executive producing it, those sorts of things. And then also creating just like I said, like, you know, the Pound 900 and the 1-800 Smuggler 7-inch has like a bundle option where we did the handheld weight scale, and we did a little stash jar, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you get the 7-inch, you get the little handheld digital scale, and then you get the stash jar, you know what I'm saying? I want to do stuff like that.
That was hot,
Collectible shit that you look back on and you're like, yo, I wish I had that in the collection, you know, because I'm a consumer. I like that shit.
Yeah,
I
so
buy all that shit.
So you would know how you like it to come in when you when it comes to you, you know.
Yep.
So show the people some merchandise there.
Well, I was gonna say, I do have the 7-inch.
Bam,
you know,
son.
One side 1-800 Smuggler from the opioid era, produced by Trackless, right? And then the other side is Pound 900, which is the Walker's version, produced by Wavy the God, and co-produced by the Standouts and Don Carrera. They put a lot into that. You know, it's on little splatter vinyl, which is super fun. You know, it's fun.
That is
I don't
nice.
know if you collect wax, but
yeah, I collect. You know what?
Okay.
I collect. I'm starting to again. You know.
Yeah, it's really fun to sift through my collection. I recently was putting all my records on Discogs just so I could, because I've been buying the same record multiple times.
Oh yeah,
like,
I hear
oh
you.
shit, do I have that? It's like, I don't know. And then I buy it. I'm like, oh damn, I already got this.
Especially if it's on your phone, you know what I mean?
Right. So I was starting to input it, but then it's like, you know, it'll ask you for what version of the record you have. And I'm like, oh shit, I got like the pink, you know what I'm saying? So it's fun to have like splatter paint. The Steak and Potatoes wax comes in black and
son.
Right. Color and color, red and yellow. Shout out to Nan for her amazing art. You know, digis. We got all kinds of stuff on the website, porterhouseproductions.com. So bundles and lapel pins and hoodies and crew necks and aprons. Which I think
Go grab it. I'm gonna put the link on there too, so people can go on there and check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. We have a dope YouTube page. We got 3 videos out that have gotten a lot of attention. So that's cool. If y'all are out and around on YouTube, you can always pop in and check out the videos.
Definitely.
That was super, super fun. That was probably some of the highlights of even creating the album. I'm sure Rim would agree. We flew to multiple places and shot videos. And
that is cool.
Yeah, it was good.
You guys did have a lot of fun.
We did.
I heard from
and
the
that
artist,
was like kind of COVID. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I heard from the artist. They had a lot of fun. Eddie Kane, that was the first time that he traveled.
My guy.
Outside of
that was a big deal. That was definitely like a bonding trip for Rim and Eddie and I. It was like, we are family. Had a little weekend, then had an extra day, but we were also in town during the protests. I don't know if you remember the Morehouse and the Spelman College student getting yanked out of their vehicles. We were in Atlanta at that time, and like all of a sudden just the sirens went off on our phones. So like we kind of bonded over not being able to find food, and like we were walking around, you know, downtown Atlanta where it's like completely dead, like no one out. Like it was just a wild time. COVID had really just, really started getting serious where we didn't know if we could travel. We actually had another video that we were supposed to shoot in Toronto, but they were super serious. They were not fucking with us. So we could not come up there and, and shoot a video. So we were going to,
how about that?
Yeah, we were going to do the Weekend Money joint with Daniel Son and Jay Nice and Jay Cyanide. So that unfortunately didn't happen because of COVID, but the traveling for the videos was definitely very, very dope.
No, that's a part of it. You got to enjoy that.
It is.
Hopefully this thing will go away because I got to get a lot of work done this year.
It's true. I know. That was another thing is like Rim and I had talked about doing shows and, maybe putting on a show specifically for Steak and Potatoes and having a gang of people out. And that shit just can't happen because who wants to throw a party with 25% people or whatever? I don't.
Yeah, who wants to catch that?
That's what I was about to say.
I had that bad boy, man. That thing is no joke,
I'm so
man.
glad you're okay. Yeah,
definitely. That was rough, man.
Yeah,
that was rough. So so through it all, through all the hard work, everything that you put on, right? How you feel?
I feel really good. I feel really good. And I also feel like a little anxious, if I'm going to be 3000% honest, I feel a little anxious about what's next. My family and I generally haven't been telling people, but my family and we're going to move. So a big move in the works to kind of get more to my network. And so that on top of graduation from the master's program in May, and then working my job, and then, kids home for COVID, like thinking about Porterhouse and what's next, like I kind of get a little anxious, like, okay, it has to be solid. I will never put out whack shit ever. So like, there's no rush jobs, there's no cutting corners, there's no nothing. So it's like, you have to commit to whatever project you're going into. So it's like, is now the time? I have a couple of irons in the fire, but as far as like seeing them through and getting them done, it's like, I feel a little anxious about that shit, but I feel good about what we've accomplished. Yes. I feel good about what we've accomplished, and I feel good about our presence in the market. And I feel good about, our just presence as far as like in the exchange with people. My network is huge now. It was fairly big. It was fairly big just as a consumer, but now it's like, yo, like, okay, like
now it's like, listen, it's on now.
Yeah, like you've been cool, but now like, yo, what's going on? Like, tell me what you're doing. So it's really nice. There's other brands supporting me, which I think is always super dope. Super dope when people that make their own music or distribute their own wax are like, buying your shit.
They're like on it.
How it should be. Yeah. Just total community, which I super, super, super appreciate.
It's supposed to be that way. I mean, everybody wins.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yep. It's true. The table is big enough. That is for sure.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited, and I'm excited for what's coming for you. And
thank you.
You're genuine, you're nice, you're like a sister, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. Yep.
And definitely appreciate everything you're doing. And
Thanks.
I wanted to bring you on here to appreciate you. And I wanted to bring you on here just to, let the people know, that Let's Chop It Up rocks with you. And,
I appreciate that. I rock with you too.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
definitely grateful for the opportunity and the platform for sure.
Definitely.
I appreciate all of the podcasters, all of you guys that are documenting what's happening in the culture right now. Because this we'll definitely look back at this period in time and be like, yo, some of the best music came out, after a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a like,
right.
Now the underground is just exploding.
Man,
like, such quality. Like, it's great.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I left it. I dropped the album back in 2005. It's called Manbrook Phil. After that, I left it alone.
Yeah.
But doing the podcast and being all in the mix, I'm back in again. So I'm recording and doing my thing. And
welcome back.
Definitely gonna make some noise with that stuff. You'll see.
Right. Back like you never left.
You know what I mean? But let me pay the bills real quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's time for a quick break to plug our sponsor, Haus and Halal Chinese Food International, your go-to source for all things halal, hip-hop, and art. Go to www.artimitatinghaus.com. Trust me, it's an experience. I wear the gear, and it feels good rocking it. So make sure y'all grab that, man. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Take your time, go there and grab that, John. So yeah, definitely. So yeah, we chopped it up, and
We chopped it up for sure.
Definitely. I'm excited for everything this year and
Thank
beyond. And I think it's just gonna go up,
Yeah.
up from there. No
Thank
doubt.
you. I hope so.
So is there anything that you want to tell the people?
You know, outside of just supporting one another, showing love, you know what I'm saying? I just appreciate everybody. I appreciate the interest and the time that people might have taken to listen to me talk for a little bit. And more than anything, I hope people support one another and keep creating, and that's really what it's about. No selfish plugs.
Nah,
No selfish plugs. Just
you selfish. Go ahead.
Good shit. Yeah, good shit all around. I see everybody working, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the vinyl and merch being delivered to my mailbox on a regular basis, and just happy to be a part of something that's so big, so important.
Definitely. That's the way to do it.
No doubt.
Definitely. Yeah, I can't wait to hear you with the beats too.
But
like, Nicole, I need a track, son.
I'm like, I have one beat that I shared with some people that was like, yo. But then, you know, when you're a fan, I'm critical. I'm not gonna front even on myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is kind of whack. You know, not necessarily whack, but just like, I'm not ready. You know, a lot of people want to think that maybe they can just pick up a beat machine or some software and a controller and just be like, I make beats now. And that's just really not how it works. I respect the craft more than that. So for now, I'm just like mom beats, you know, for therapeutic reasons. But my ear is right. So I know that it'll come just when I just need more time. I need more time.
And I got a heavy ear.
Damn degree done. Yeah, I mean, I love every genre of music. I think that's really helpful when you're making beats. So I feel at a slight advantage.
Whenever you're ready, if you need equipment, I got it, because I used to produce, and I left it to the side to focus on the rhyming.
I appreciate you.
Whatever you need.
I appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. It's
definitely.
It's something that I definitely was like, whoa, I really like this. This isn't like normally, because I write for sure. Like my whole life I've been writing, but my voice is kind of corny. I mean, you probably picked up on it. I sound a little Midwest. I sound a little country. just a little
you
bit.
You good.
So yeah, my rapper voice, I rapped a couple of times in a mic where I was like, ooh, I could write for somebody. I could smoke them writing for somebody, but my voice I'd have to go like a Be Real route where I like fake my voice out and figure out how I sound or something.
Hey, it works. It works.
It's not hitting on nothing.
If it's on a heavy track, you know what I mean, and you could hook it up, you'll be
right.
Fine. Definitely.
Some sort of filter.
Definitely.
Filter. But yeah.
So yeah, we appreciate you coming up here.
Thanks,
Nicole Porter. You know what I mean? And
I'll be back.
Let's Chop It Up with Zaz. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Zaz. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Yeah. Might as well. You already know Zaz is tapped in. Yeah. Got your auntie tapped in. Got your nephew tapped in. Got your mama tapped in. All your friends tapped in. Might as well tap in. Come on. Got your auntie tapped in. Got your mama tapped in. Got your daddy tapped in. All your friends tapped in. Might as well tap in. Come on.
Woo, let's go.